somebody who had the power of God, yet he was willing to give up all of that he may help humanity. But God knows that you can't save humanity. But you ought to be able to sacrifice something to help somebody. Let me tell you, the best sacrifice you can make would cost you a dime. If you just came to church prepared for church. Then you may get a little something to help you get closer to what God would have you to be. A sacrificial mind. And then the last one, Jesus had a serving mind. He didn't come to be served, but he came to serve. Making ourselves available for whatever needs to be done is a serving mind. Whatever needs to be done. Too many times we limit what we will do for Christ, yet he died for us. How can we put a limit on what we'll do for him? A lot of folks say, I just can't come to church every time the church house open. Amen. You don't have to worry about it, because we don't open the doors too often. 2 days. Amen. You spend 2 days doing them things you shouldn't be doing. A lot of us do anyway. Amen. A serving mind. I mean, what can I do to help somebody along the way? What can I do to make life a little better for somebody in my neighborhood? What can I do to help my family get closer? A serving, being a servant. And God calls all of us to be a servant. Do you know what a servant is? And Jesus used the analogy that the servant, he had to prepare and be on duty all the time. Whatever the master said. Is that right? And the master left money, we call it money, but it was called denarius, with the servants as he went away. And he told those servants to be productive with that money. 2 of the servants did so. They went and invested or did what they needed to do and gained more money. And God said, well done, good and faithful servants. I'm going to make you rule over many things. But there's one servant, he hid his little money in the ground. And when God came back, he said, I knew you were a rough man, so here's your money back. God said, you wicked, sorry rascal. You should have did something. You could have put it in the bank at least. Ain't that right? He said, I'm going to take from you what you have and give it to those who use it. Well, how does that with you? God has blessed you with life. All right. Whether you acknowledge it or not, God bless you with life. And he said, I have given you this one life that I want you to use for me. You can go out and help somebody along the way. And I'm going to count that as doing good. But a lot of us have buried our lives in the sand. Buried our lives behind what we want to do, about superstitions, about things that we won't do, scared to stand up and admit that I am out of the will of God. Right. And when God comes back to judge you, because you may not believe it, he's coming back. And he's coming back for all of those who have been faithful to him, and those who have not been. He's going to take that life he gave you from you. Yes, I know we don't like to hear that, but unless we do what God wants us to do, we're going to be judged. Amen. I know that some folk come to church and they think people don't know what they're doing, but you know what God said? I'm going to judge men by the secrets of their hearts. That little stuff that you know nobody knows about, but God knows. Yes. Oh, yes. What kind of mind do you have? Do you have a Christian mind? Do you have a Christian attitude? The attitude that we have directs what we do. You hear me? You can come here, but if your attitude ain't right, you would have done better staying where you were. And most of the time, the people around you will do better too, because you find something wrong with everything that go on. God preached about 10 minutes too long. No, I preached 40 minutes too long, because you didn't hear nothing I had to say in the first place.
All right.
Come on, Red.
And somebody listening to you, they won't come. You know, the church houses need to be full. But they're not full because the people who go in them are not reaching out to those who don't.
All right.
There's plenty of people need to be saved.
Yes.
All over the place. I don't care whether it is Austin, Texas, or Luling, Texas, or wherever it is. There are plenty of people who need to be in somebody's service being saved.
All right.
Not just coming to church. We can get the church houses full. You know that, don't you? All we got to do is have a funeral.
All right.
We can fill up the church house. Ain't that right?
Amen.
Because we want to see who's there and pay our respect. They never talk to the person who died before they died. When they died, you want to come pay them. Who you come to the funeral for, really? Because you and that family? But that was your friends, family? Come because God is in you and you're weeping over a life that's gone or rejoicing over a life that has been saved. Amen. A lot of times we don't want to think about it because we have an opportunity to preach to those who are not doing right. And God said if He put them in your life and you didn't warn them, if they fall into eternal damnation, that their blood may be required on you. I don't know about y'all, I ain't got no room for no more.
Say that now.
All right.
The bad side is too high already. I don't know if I can ever get rid of some of that stuff. I can't add no more to it.
All right.
Your life may have been better that you got a low bad side stack, but I don't. So I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Amen.
And when we start looking at Jesus and how Jesus, what did Jesus do? You know, when we look at Jesus, Jesus had a mind that didn't mind suffering. He suffered. He went through suffering for us. Ain't that right? And he didn't mind it. He didn't complain about it. Ain't that right? He went up on that cross and died for us. You know what? His mind said that's something that you got that he had to do. So he didn't mind doing it. He didn't mind being pierced in the side up on the cross. He didn't mind dying for some folk that didn't care nothing about him. His mind was right. He had the right attitude because he knew what God wanted of him.